I'm sure you all know, right? That's why I'm attending my talk. And of course, I like to know one question is, everyone distributors here, or you have new friends who are prospects? If all distributors, so I can, what I got talk, basically to support more distributors type of talk, rather than go on those not important things. Okay, then I would like to share why I became successful. Mine is very easy. Basically, I look at the plan, I look at the payout, it's fantastic. Mama, you let her finish the process. Yes, no problem, no problem. I speak from my heart, so I don't prepare any notes and anything. 15 years ago, I started this business. I've never believed in doing demo. Unfortunately, that's not so good because demo can help you generate more sales. But I believe in a product because when I was introduced to the product by the Japanese, she came to my house, do the demo. I was not impressed. And to me, I know more than what she can talk about the alkaline water and things like that. Because to me, alkaline water, you can produce alkaline water at home for all the household users and things like that. But what attracted me at that time was a little booklet, put water symbiosis and from Japan. So inside I saw a lot of scientific test report and things like that. So I took down some of those particular points, and one word that I found that is very important that actually kicks me start to this business is ERW. So as distributors, this is one thing you must know. ERW is basically our water. Our water is called Kangen because Mr. Oshiro wants to call it, back to the origin. That's why it's called Kangen water. So in the scientific name, our water is basically electrolyzed, reduced water. Why reduced? Because it's a negative current. All right. So this is where it attracted me because from those scientific reports, or now even you can go and do research under ERW. What are the tests done on ERW? Wow, you'll be amazed how powerful our water is. It's a question of just a drugs. All right, just like drugs that the scientists do research and say this is good for this. But not necessarily everybody will benefit from the drug, even though you may have the same symptoms, because our body is far more complicated than this. So ERW, you have to look at it like what the scientists have done for all the drugs. All their research there are all registered and endorsed. So basically you go to, for example, PubMed, publication for medication. Those are recognized bodies that scientists who do their research will submit their report there, and once they are recognized, basically they are accepted. So there you have thousands and thousands of test reports. Some are relevant, some are not relevant. So that is the best reference when people compare water. You basically say that our water is basically ERW, and that's why we are recognized. That's why we have all the certification, all the endorsed the quality. That's important. You can say that you are ERW, but where are your certification? Where are your quality certification? If you are talking about certification for water quality, then that are basically for clean water. We are talking about electrolytes, reduced water. So electrolytes reduced water means the inside of energy. So for those who have attended my talk, we show those energy. It's basically energy that exists in the air. It's actually energy that is in right from God's time when God created earth for all living things. This is the energy that keeps us alive. Without this energy, we will not be alive. So these are called the ions. So basically the free ions that find in our water, free electrons that find in our water, basically is what is a key thing for this water. That's why it's electrolytes reduced water. All right. So when I got into the business, I focused on health in a sense that we want to create a health for people that we speak to, a healthy platform. So we are not saying that our water is any different from other water in terms of H2O. No, we are H2O. So if people say that I produce H2O, I produce clean water, yes, they are the same. And you say that, oh, I drink juice, I drink up to supplement body water, yes, it's true. So it's question, how do you counter them by telling them the choice that you have on a silver platter? So in short, we are trying to give you a platform with the least, what they call, burden for your body. A platform that is good for your body to be healthy. So why are we different? So when we talk about water, we can talk about, if you really have no water in your jungle, rainwater or the groundwater, you also have to drink. Those are H2O, and that will keep us alive with those water. Yes, you may have the discomfort and things, but you have this water around to help you. So any water, rainwater, tap water, filtered water, what they call mineral water, all these are still H2O, nothing different. The only difference is that you have different content inside there. And what is our content compared to a regular, what they call a drain water or tap water? Tap water consists of many other things that we think that is not good for our body, or if we can reduce, is an option. Some people cannot reduce, so they just take tap water and they're fine. So do they, what they call, live healthily? Yes, except that they are only subjecting their body to extra burden. What are extra burden? I would say is that just like orange juice, tap water, whatever inside there that our body cannot use it to make our blood to absorb into the cells, our body have to clean it up. So our body have to do that extra work, meaning to say the extra burden. Can the orange juice turn to blood? No. How can orange juice, the fluid, turn to blood? Our body have to cleanse it, filter it in a simple term before the liquid there can be used to make our blood. Tap water is the same thing, but at least it's easier, less complicated. But tap water don't have the nutrients like orange juice. So when you look at them, basically they are what we call extra burden in this water for our body to use. And then it's just talking about absorbing into our body. That means we are comparing H2O to H2O, basically water. Alright? So tap water, you may have all the so-called chemicals inside. Well, people can use a filter to make it to clean water. Well, we have clean water, pH 7, our water is clean water. How clean? Now it depends on individual. Some people say they need to be 100% clean. Then they go on the reverse osmosis. They remove all the minerals. And the latest RO machine, they put minerals back and they claim to be alkaline water, depending on how much mineral put in. So those water where they put mineral in, remember as these filters, are different from ours. Those are mineralized water, like you buy Kangen in the market here, mineral water, those are mineral added to make it alkaline. Alright? Whereas ours is separate. So what is the difference? For some who have forgotten, the difference is, if this is what we call mineral water, basically you add the negative ions, because you add minerals in. So when you add the negative ions in, you'll be alkaline, because now you add more minerals in. So there are more negative ions carried by the minerals, it becomes alkaline. So it's add-on minerals. So you make the water, we call it heavy water, make it hard water, right? You increase it. So for this kind of increase, they can increase only 7.3, 7.4. Anything beyond that is too hard. Anything beyond that is bad for our body, right? So they cannot have a scale of 9.5 by putting so much minerals. Then you can't drink also, right? So for our water is different. What we do is we basically remove the oxidized minerals, or we call the positive ions. So by separating them out, we are actually indirectly removing it from the water that is coming out from the top. You basically create this ratio to make it alkaline. So in this case, because whatever that comes naturally from the tap water, we are basically just reducing it to make it alkaline. So we add nothing to it. So some people say, oh, alkaline high is no good for our body. Those are nonsense. We are just tap water, except what we do is remove more positive ions, that's all. So we are reducing it, remember, to create this ratio of alkaline. So that's why it's called electrolyzed alkaline water instead of mineralized alkaline water. That's a difference. So mineralized alkaline water is what I always thought when I saw the demo. I can add in baking soda to make it mineralized, to clean like what the demo does. Remove the oil stain and things like that. So we are different. We are basically electrolyzed. And electrolyzed, now going back to this machine itself, there are many also so-called electrolyzed machine out there. So we are not trying to compare theirs against ours. We just want to give a history of our company. Use this to compare. We have a long time in the business. Yes, some people may say that you have nicer cosmetic looking machine than ours. That's just aesthetic. What's important is the water that we produce. The water that we produce that has served thousands and thousands of people throughout the world now for almost what I call 40 years based on the machine. Company is almost 50 years, but the machine wise is almost going to be 40 years. And we are still around. So our company history, plus all the certification. So we compare based on this and not try to say their machine is no good. We don't say their machine is good. Because whatever they do with the machine, we don't know. We are expert with our own machine, that's all. So we basically say we've been around long enough to give you the confidence. 老招牌. It's other people trying to follow us. That's all. Just like other people try to copy whatever Apple phone come out. They try to beat them by saying this and that. But no matter how, they can't replace them. Especially for health, you don't take risks. We have a track record of so many years. When you want to introduce anything to your body, of course naturally you choose something that has been proven. We are not saying that they are no good, but we have proven ourselves, and we have been around long enough to let people vet us whether how good we are. Direct selling is not because we want to choose direct selling. Can you imagine all alkaline machines are placed into the department store and sell? You think people will be able to buy with confidence? They may be buying just like, oh, somebody buy, I buy. Yes, some distributors also buy using the sand, and that again I say is an irresponsibility of distributors. You should not subject to your buyer to have that mindset to buy something because their friend has. As distributors, I have always keep up this in my training, meaning to say that any prospect who buy the machine, we must make sure they fully understand what this machine provides for them and how to use them, how to maintain them, and tell them why they must maintain, because these are key issues. Why I have so many referrals, I personally have sold over 1,000 units myself. To not here, but we are talking about just around the place I stay. Why? It's through referral. I'm an anti-social person, I have to be frank with all of you. I don't like to go out in social. Yes, I can talk very well, meeting strangers I can talk, but to make friends, to stay in contact and then become those merry, happy, go drinking, no. I'm those anti-social. I find too much burden for myself. Alright? Because I think too much. Basically, when I see somebody, even in my talk, if somebody sleep, I feel bad because you know why? It's boring. So I have to create something interesting just to wake the person up. And that's how sensitive I am. And when company try to ask me to conduct training in the past, I say unless these people coming here are distributors who want to do the business or people who are sick. I enjoy giving talk to people who are sick. That's why I travel around China before pandemic. I go to many places in China when people organize those sick people for me to conduct. I enjoy giving them talk. And my talk can last for 6 hours. Why? The question is more than my talk because they are concerned about their health. They want to know how this water can benefit them. And I give a lot of this talk. I give this talk for over 10 years in China. Even though I did not build this distributor, I sold a lot of machine there too, helping my distributor itself. They are not like the modern distributors here where they use what we call the multi-level system, where they buy 3 unit or 4 unit, everybody do the same thing and they take it down. It's nothing wrong. Basically, they are just helping the company to have more sales. But mine is more of what we call a proper product promoter. I want to promote the product so that the users will benefit, not just selling them. And when they benefit, they will definitely introduce a friend. So how our water can actually benefit them, this is where we focus on as distributors. Basically the machine, as I said earlier, the comparison with other machine. So for those people who don't understand this later, you can ask me again, how do I say, but as I say very quickly, basically our machine has its proven track record. Our water is this electronic, electrolyzed reduced water. Our water is basically what we call, we reduce deposit iron instead of adding minerals. These are key things that you must know. Our water are different from all many other water in the market. Alright, so basically how this water, what is in this water, Kangen water that help us. Kangen, the word as all of you know, return to origin. Meaning to say origin, when God created water for us, all living things, not just human beings. Basically they have energy inside, and this energy comes from the ions inside. So these are things that if they want to verify what we say is true or not, they can basically go internet and search. Basically all living things need the ions there. Whether it's positive or negative, we need some of them, right? But the main thing is negative ions keep you young, keep you alive. I'm 60 years old, but I feel I'm not 60. Maybe I'm still 35 when I left Singapore. I still feel the same. My mind is, every day is very active. Anytime I'm sleepy, when somebody asks me a question, I'm awake straight away, instant. And this is called energy. And this energy comes from the ions that is present in our body, in the environment, in the world. Your cell phone, you basically can give a live broadcast. People, the other side of the globe, why they can be connected? Honestly, all these are all because of the ions present in the air, the water vapors that helps to carry. And our body transmit energy. Our brain send a signal, our hand move up. Right? I want to drink water, my brain send a signal, I walk here. All these are energy being used. That means without this energy, I have an issue with this. So basically, the ions in our body that surround our cells, every cell has 8 ions. When it's being stolen away, then all this signal will be affected. Just like if your battery run out, I call you, brand new phone, so don't use, you cannot receive. It's the same thing. So we have the muscles here, but if I'm sick, right? If I'm not feeling well, I send signal that I don't drink water. Even though I have so strong muscle that can carry the whole desk up, but carrying a bottle, my hand will shake. Why? Some of the cells are not responding, and that's what happened. Just the interference and things like that. So ions are very important. So if our water contains this ion, it can be tested. If people want to see the electrical machine, that, but of course we don't have to video or show and things like that for those who don't invest in that. To me, I never use that even though I have. I just based on You will have to believe me and you can verify, but we can prove to you the energy exists instantly, and we can do telepathic transfer energy. It's not because telepathic, because our brain has that energy. If we can control whatever is inside, we also can control everybody. These are already scientifically proven, right? Of course, some people are not to that advanced, so basically you do demo to show them, look, bring your son, bring your children, bring your own people, we do the test, and they can feel the energy, right? As long as you are willing to use your brain to transfer energy, you can transfer energy. So can we steal energy? It's the same thing we can. So most Christian, I'm not too sure how many are Christian, most Christian, we always like to say, in the name of God. And if you are doing it with your heart, through heart, you can get energy and perform miracles, or at least help them pass through the difficult time. And these are God's creation, energy. I've done this, what they call in China, not because I want to spread the gospel, but this is a fact that God, we only call it Christian just because we human beings name it Christian, but actually there's a God up there that created us, and these energies exist in this universe. How to prove this? Again, easy. If you're a friend in Canada and you have a friend here, which is totally across the other side, you can do the energy test, it works. So far away, it works. How can that be possible, right? So many obstacles along the way, so many, and yet it works. It's how in your mind. Basically, if you basically put in your heart and soul, I'm trying to get energy, and you do the test there, they'll feel it. That's how amazing this product is. So how can a product like this not sell? So when I come to know this product, what interests me is during the research on the what they call ERW, where they have one particular what they call test to show that this water will activate the glutathione in your cells. Wow, that was bingo to me, because prior to doing energy, I'm very interested in glutathione, because I'm very interested, like Qing Shi Wang, why we must die. So glutathione basically is the key to where you live forever. Unfortunately, our glutathione production, right, will deplete when we start our adult life, which is 20. So from 20 to 30, our production will drop by 10%. 30 to 40 is 20%. And then it goes on every 10 years, it's 10% drop. So like for me, 60 is 50, but if by next year, I'm already 50% gone of glutathione. Then I was thinking at that time, how do I find product that could help? So I found one product, not this first initially. It was what we call the Bailuchun resveratrol, all right, which is found in the grapes. Resveratrol basically you find the skin of the red grapes or the red wine and things like that. But those you need a lot of them before you can actually help the body. Then in that case, it's not going to be helpful. So why those people who are in Europe, like French, when they drink a lot of red wine, they eat a lot of meat and yet they don't put on weight? It's because that's how the body keep young, keep able to function, what we call well, to digest everything. For us, having belly is because we age. Our body function could not, as I say, cope up with the work that the cell is supposed to do because of the oxidization. So when I come to know about this glutathione, how it helps, basically glutathione help to basically regenerate your cell, basically keep it alive, keep it lubricating. Instead of allowing the DNA, the tail end to quickly gone and then the cells, what they got programmed to die, it sustains it, that means allow it to live a longer life, because you know what, you're not missing the electrons. When you're missing electrons means that cells may have a chance to what they call program to die. Just like cancer cell. Cancer cells have missing electrons, so they are basically dormant down there. They are still alive, they are still a cell, living cell, except that their energy level is like minus 1.5 volt, around that range. Whereas a healthy cell is minus 9 volt, or millivolt, MW. So for this reason, cancer cells in your body, how they spread. When you see the neighboring cells have missing cells, that's how they steal the energy, and that's how cancer spread. So if you know about this, you already have a key point to share with your prospect that our water can help you prevent cancer by this. And this is scientifically, it's nothing that we are lying, because our water consists of this energy. Our water, we can prove that they have this energy. So not just our water, other brands may have too, but our water consistently have produced this. And if you bother to maintain your machine, keep it clean all the time, then this energy is there. It's not about alkaline. A lot of people thought alkaline is good enough. Do it. pH test, oh, it's alkaline, no need to maintain the machine. Wrong. Our machine, you 5 years you don't clean, you still have alkaline water. You still have pH 9.5. But you will talk about the energy, you will test the energy in terms of the current, it's very low. It's getting lower and lower and lower. So what you need to do is for Singapore, at least once a month, this is a minimum. In fact, all my users here that I promote to, I say every 2 weeks clean, because our minerals are a little bit heavier. That's why you see sediments in your pot, boiling pots and things like that. How to know whether your prospect in whichever country has minerals that are going to stain your plates inside is basically look at their water kettle. If the kettle inside burning part you can see it has stain, we call it scaling, then the same thing will happen in our plates inside. So we need to descale it by cleaning the machine. Alright, so these are important for distributors because you want to make sure that your customer who are using the machine consistently have the energy in their from the machine. And that's where they will benefit from the water they drink. But of course, you can have a beautiful machine at home and you don't encourage them to drink, then it's no use too, right? Many people, they buy the machine but their health are not improving. Why? They have not used it correctly. So any of your customers who have been using the machine for, let's say 3 to 5 years, and you see them aging, then something is wrong. Alright, they should not be aging like so, very prominent that you can see. So you should check with them how are they using the machine, are they maintaining the machine and things like that. Because if they are using it correctly, right, they should not age as what we always think people aging. I have to be very frank with all my customers that are obedient, listen to me, they look young. Even at 80s, they are still hugging me each time they see me because they look young and never get sick. Honestly, they don't even get the common cough or flu because as long as you're disciplined, you should not have those. When you have, you know what to do because we teach you what to do. The moment you feel, you have itchy throat or anything, straight away, you gargle water in, basically. You really have to go on a water parade, like what the army said, water parade. So there are a prospect who says that, oh, but I never have the habit of drinking water. So I just force myself to drink morning, wake up 2 cups, and then evening, and then I fill my quota. No. Alright? Those are water replacement. Okay, water replacement, you can relate to the H2O that we are talking about earlier on. When it's different type of water, one will have less stress on the bottom one. Yes, those are water replacement you use. But when you want to make full use of ERW, electrolyzed reduced water, then you want them to be consistently drinking this water throughout the day. So people say, will you be drinking too much? No, we are talking about 1 sip to half a cup every 10 to 15 minutes if you can. Why? Because when you program the body to drink this every 10 to 15 minutes, I know it's half, but when you tell them 1 sip, older people will have no stress. People who have no drinking habit, they have no stress. 1 sip is it difficult for you to get those energy that if you want, where your cells basically boost up. So if every 10 to 15 minutes you boost up your energy, throughout the day you're boosting, the benefit you're not going to get, we can prove to you. You try to ask anybody that among friends or relatives who is always sleepy by afternoon time. Oh, cannot focus, I need to sleep, I need to take a power nap. These are the best candidates to use our water to test. Let them try our water. And this is where when you want to sell water to people, this is productive selling. Rather than just, you try, you're wasting your effort. But for the purpose, for them to feel the difference. So if they bother to listen to us and they have the water we supply them, ask them to sip this water. Even though we say 10 to 15 minutes, 1 sip and 1. If they do it in half an hour, it's still going to be a benefit. After 2 weeks of drinking this water, even the night before they never sleep, next day, physically they may be very tired, but the moment you want them to think, they can think very sharply. Young or old is the same. Because basically by then, your brain cells energy will be boosted up by this energy. And I've done this test over and over again for customers, especially for older people. And they find that now they are more, they are more alert, they are able to focus better, they are able to think better, and they are enjoying life better. So this is where our energy can, let people feel it through testing. The rest is that if people are drinking constantly, especially their children, they go to school and things like that, after 6 months you'll realize that, hey, my kids are becoming more healthier. And as children, when they drink water, it's sweet water. They grow into the habit as they grow into adult. My children were very young when they were exposed to this. Now they are all graduated working. They are still drinking this. Morning 1 bottle and night 1 bottle. Right? It's become a habit. Yes, they do have other water, but those are, we call it leisure. But these are where they know this energy give them the water, they will them sip and sip and sip. And they basically have good focus and concentration. So for people who have this machine and not using it well, you can tell they're not using it correctly. Whether you're distributor or not, you should be drinking it consistently to give yourself the kind of energy, because that's why you portray to your customer. When you talk, you're filled with energy. You're full of energy. And especially people, as you get older, you find that your reflex is no good, all this and that. But people who drink Kangen water, look at our owner, right? He's very 80, but his reflex is still good. Because the energy is still there, it still exists. That's the difference. Why old people start to walk this way, because their ability to react fast enough is not there, so they are frightened, so they dare not take a bigger step. Because any, what they call unbalanced fall, they will trip and fall. So end up they walk. These are all because of the missing electrons. So many people that you want to talk to, tell them for their parents or for their children, they are many benefit from this water. So of course, people try to compare different water. We basically say that this is what we produce for you. Our water basically will help you, just like you drink any other. If you go back to H2O, you drink enough water for your body, because some people, whether it's tap water or any water, they don't drink enough. So we inculcate this habit. Drinking enough water basically helps you detox. Except our water may help you detox faster because it's a smaller molecule. In a sense that basically when you drink, you will feel how come you're always thirsty, because it gets absorbed in very fast, right? So for that reason, you basically also in fast, out also fast. So the toxins that in your body, the time in your body are being reduced. Alright, toxins in body reduced means what? Your body have less burden. In your body, which part of your body that have less burden? Immune system. So when we sell Kangen water, a lot of talk about immune system, we boost immune system. So this is where I'm going to focus on now. Immune system basically is your natural healing engine in your body. God created our immune system to self-repair and defend our body. But if you use it like a Filipino meat, right, then it's not going to work well because you overuse them. So allow immune system to work its natural course. Basically, it helps protect all your organs, major organs. It helps repair. If you have a wound here, it basically defend it against what you call contamination and things like that. They fight the germs for you. Your immune system do all this work. But when your immune system is compromised, like people who are diabetic, means that immune system is now protecting all your organs, working so hard. Even if you have a small muscular wound, it becomes a rotten wound. Because immune system don't have the time to meddle this small thing. To them, it's a small thing. Because keep your organs function is where the immune system helps you. So these are naturally built into your body, our immune system. So even if your immune system have to do the what we call repairing your organs when you don't have sleep. By right, we human beings at night when we sleep overnight, our organs are being what we call revitalized or renewed every night through your rest. But many people like to watch Korean movie or drama or Chinese drama or whatever it is and stay up late until very late. And next morning have to go to work. Or now World Cup season, many people stay up middle of night, like last night 3 o'clock, England game, wait, and next morning you go to work, you're sleepy and things like that. So yes, you may say that I can bear it, I can, tahan, no problem, just World Cup season. But during this time, when you're supposed to rest and let your organs vitalize or rejuvenate, you don't give them the time to what we call get back to this normal normal mode function. Because you work your organs throughout the day. By right, you're supposed to let it rest. But you don't allow it to rest, so your immune system to have to come and help you to recover. So you're actually putting burden on the immune system. So for people who drink enough water or just take any nonsense, all the food or just smoke and things like that, you put all this toxin into your body, your immune system has to defend yourselves against this toxin attack. We call it free radicals. Because you produce so much free radicals that your immune system can defend here and defend there and defend there until they could not help you. So some part of your body will be affected. And slowly, as you get affected daily, over time, you get sick and things like that. Even small virus, this COVID-19, I call it small virus, come. Your defense system can't even defend. So people who got COVID, then you know that why. Basically, our defense system could not defend against this virus. Right? So when you build up your immune system, you have to think of the only way to build up your immune system is not about taking medicine or taking all the good supplements. No, is to reduce the burden of your body. So this is a key point, remember, as distributors. The key point is to reduce, teaching them to reduce their burden in their body. Not because Kangen water is going to wipe them out. No, first they must understand what is causing them the harm, what makes them sick. Then why now you want to choose? You want to be more careful in choosing what you're using. And this is where we come in. Right? So basically we have to be realistic. Our body, why we age, why we old, why we get sick, is all because we compromise our immune system. We put so much workload on your immune system, like using a Filipino meat, squeeze until no juice. So for this reason, you have to learn how to change your lifestyle. change your lifestyle is 5 things: what you eat, what you drink, what you breathe, what you do, and what you think. So these are things that I always like to put across. When as this speaker, when you share this, people find that what you're saying is logical, realistic, and then when you introduce this water, it's very easy. Because once they realize these facts, which they know but they don't put that in their mind, we basically remind them, when you eat too much of fatty things, or too much oily things, or too much of fried things, or too much of what we call medicine, all these are toxins in your body, right? You're going to put stress onto your immune system, because your immune system have to defend. All these are going to generate toxin will generate what you call free radicals. Then free radicals are attacking, and then you need your immune system can't defend. So that is how you reduce that burden. By now that we cannot stop toxin from going in, we need to eat, we need to drink, we need to breathe the air, share air with other people. We will have this, but at least consciously you reduce it. But still there will be toxin in. And this is where now, what else can you do to reduce this toxin? So our water comes in just like H2O, right? We drink and we pee, you drink more, you pee more, you basically remove the toxin fast from the body. Except that our water, when you drink, you go toilet faster than normal water. So that is a different really, right? Regular water and our water, that's a different. We basically pee very fast. And because this water makes you thirsty all the time, make you want to drink, means that will replenish your body needs rather than allow your body to be dehydrated. And when your body dehydrated, this is what happens. Your brain may send the wrong signal to say you're hungry. So always remember, you already have your breakfast, you already have your lunch, you already have your dinner. Why are you still hungry? It's because of body thirst. So people who are always hungry, who eat lunch already, they are still hungry, and they're not farmers, If you're talking old-time farmers, yes, they may be hungry. But these days, farmers, these are finger farmers, or these farmers, or watch video farmers. You won't get hungry, you're not burning out. So why are you hungry? It's because body thirst. We actually need more water than you think. And we're not talking about asking you to drink 5 gallons of water. No. We are talking about replacing the water that you evaporate out, you sweat out. You are just replacing them. So normal person in Singapore should be 2-3 liters because of the heat here, right? Or even 3-4 if you're bigger size than like me. So over here, compared to American, I'm very small size, and yet I need to drink so much water. I'm talking about over here because of the the weather and the activities. Singaporean walk a lot, I realize. Like Canada, we drive a lot. Here is, wow, if I don't have a rented car, that's why I come here, I must rent a car, because if not, I'll be walking from station to station, places to places, and I'll be actually dehydrated very quickly. Alright, so by making sure your body is hydrated, you're also stabilizing your body. You're also providing your immune system with the energy there, because water basically contains H2O, and these are essential for our body. That's why God created all living things. We need to have water inside, especially human beings. Can you imagine 65 to 70% of your body is all filled with water, and we need that. And most people replace that with fats, right? We replace that with fats and things like that. So we want to basically have enough water. So we need to be hydrated well and not be dehydrated. So drinking Kangen water consistently, you build a habit of drinking water when you're thirsty and not eating when you're thirsty. People got tricked by the brain. Alright, so this is also again scientifically proven that we actually have our meal, and yet why you are still eating snacks or other in between food just to satisfy our craving. Basically it's the brain that is asking for water, but they trick you, or your body trick yourself, so you want to eat. So remember discipline. So what you eat will also harm your body. So what you drink, for people who drink liquor, each time you drink liquor, you are putting stress on your liver. Yes, you may have good to have some, but people who consistently drink, you're putting the extra burden. Means that your immune system have to defend it. Some people say, I smoke until 90 years old, 100 years old, I'm still not sick, right? Fair enough, but it's your immune system that prevent you from getting sick. So they are fortunate that the immune system still have leeway to protect. But once they get hit by any sickness or any other illness that hit them, they deteriorate very fast, because the body all the time has been kept fit by the immune system. So this goes the same to many people who will reach their 70s or 80s. They look healthy all the time, they go do Tai Chi and things like that, they go walk, very healthy. But the moment they fall sick, they deteriorate very fast, because the immune system just could not handle it. They really work at the max to keep them look healthy and young, even though many parts of the body are not generating enough energy. Alright, so immune system compromised, is something that we want to teach our users or prospect, let them know. So how does our water again help to reduce the immune system? There are other areas like the missing electrons. When you have missing electrons, by drinking this water, instantly they fill it up. Of course, you'll be gone very quickly because of free radicals inside. But if you consistently fill up this energy throughout the day, then you basically slow down the process of aging. Because when you're missing electrons, you start aging. But if you constantly fill it up, common sense will tell you, by allowing yourself to be filled up with energy throughout the day, throughout the weeks, throughout the month, throughout the years, then your aging process will slow down. We'll still age, but you'll slow down, right? At least not as fast as your friend who you introduced 3 years ago, they don't want to buy, now they look so old and you still look young. Then this is where my first, talk when I heard from the Japanese, their presentation. Never mind if you introduce your friend and they say that, oh no, I don't need this water. After all the effort that you have, presented to them, they still think that they can handle themselves. Never mind. 3 years later, you knock at the door and they open the door and look at you. Wow, you still look so young. In your heart, you say, wow, actually you look so old. This is what the Japanese say, and they are very honest. Basically, that's how they say simple. But this is what I can feel, what my customer has felt when I told them this, and they are now still young. They remember what I say about this. Why? Because of, as I say, if you allow your body to have the missing electrons to work on yourself, then you'll be aging faster. Zoom. But if you keep on giving yourself the energy throughout, and then you're careful with all, slowly improve. We are not saying that you must change overnight. Careful, that means you teach them the 5 areas that will put in those free radicals or toxin in your body. If they learn how to reduce that, at the same time they know how to put in energy, don't you think it's a two-side you're going to benefit? So when we say present this to your customer, they can see the true benefit of our water. Because firstly, we teach them, you must change your lifestyle. If not, if now you have gout or you have high blood pressure, you have cholesterol, you're diabetic, God also cannot help you if you don't change your lifestyle. Eating medicine, some may help, some may not. You want to subject yourself to that. But naturally, allow your body to heal yourself. That is one way we teach you. You build a platform for a body to be healthy. How? By reducing the stress of your immune system. So we teach them to reduce and plus put in the energy, plus having water to drink, and you have water that carries at the same time. Don't even have to eat extra whatever medicine or thing like that. You already have this benefit, right? We remove the toxin, add in the energy. It's a win-win, both from just one bottle of water, right? So with these missing electrons, that you fill it up, the next thing is good that your quality of life improve. What is quality of life? Imagine all your cells is filled up with this energy missing all the time throughout. Meaning to say your focus is clear. Means that people that cheat your money straight away, you know, because your mind is clear. Now you're laughing, but when you get older, why old people get cheap when the phone call comes, they panic, oh my son missing, they pay money. All this got to do with missing electrons because they can't focus, they can't be logical. You may think it's simple, muscle man, bodybuilder, you say that COVID, I'm not afraid, Jab, I'm not afraid, bam, bam, they also fall flat. So the body is not something that you think you can handle. This is science, basic science. If you are missing energy, whether how strong you are, you carry a bottle, try to stay still, you can't. Because a lot of the cells not listening, even though the muscles are still there. They're missing electrons, right? The cells that are missing, what they call electrons means that they don't listen to you. What can you do, right? People's leg chop off, they still think their leg is there because the brain is always what you think, but the reality is not. It's not there anymore. And this is where human being has the greatest setback. You always think that you can, and you do nothing to make sure that you can. You only think you can, and that's the worst, right? So we want to wake these people up by sharing them the true facts about life. We get sick because we are weak. You don't get sick for nothing. There must be always a reason why you get sick. Oh, because this person, spread to me so bad. Actually, it's not. It's yourself. Why can't you defend yourself? Why other people in the same room don't get why you must get from that person? Because you're weak. So the only way to boost it up, medically, is proven, is your immune system, your defense system. If your defense system is good, then you will not have a problem. But most people who are willing to listen to you, that's another thing that as distributors you must understand. They already have an underlying issue already. If not, you tell them, young people tell them, hey, with this water give you health, unless you are health fanatic, if not, you'll never be interested. Those who are even bothered to sit down with you, quietly behind them, they may already have diabetic, they may already have high blood pressure, they may have this. So remember, even they don't tell you, you have to imagine they have. So you start talking about why people get all these things. It's like indirect from the side and slap them and say that you get sick because of all this reason. And they know when we talk, just like people who are, we call it the fortune teller. They'll say that you're very naughty in some way, you're bad, or you're very kind in some way. Every part of this we have, so that's how they convince you, wow, this fortune teller is very accurate, that kind of thing. So it's the same thing when you're sharing this, you have to make use of human. Why they are willing to listen to you? Because they or their loved one already have this issue. So by going direct to the facts, what causes all this sickness is because of your immune system compromise, your lifestyle and things like that. Then they open up the door, they are more willing. If not, there will be a breach there when you talk to them. There will be a war there when you talk to them. So by being realistic with them, telling them they now want to listen, then how this water can benefit you slowly add in. We basically want to create a platform for your body to be healthier. And this platform is now you have to do it. We can't help you. We only can provide you the knowledge and the tools. This is the tools that we give you. So here we are only talking about the pH 9.5. We're not even talking about a beauty water and other thing that attracts women and other things, right? We are only focused on this. It's enough already to get them excited this water is worth. Because energy, money cannot buy. You can take all supplement in, try, come and do the energy test, can work. Doesn't work. The only thing can work is if you take natural organic food that has no contamination, yes, you get this energy. So what does it mean? A lot of things that we are taking are contaminated. Some of you may not be aware, you can actually test your own food that you buy. You're very organic to us, right? To prove really organic, you take it and you try the energy. It works. If they are not organic, it doesn't work if there's any contamination. Because the energy is inside, the electrons are inside. Once it's contaminated, basically it's oxidized already. Just like our water, some people say that, wow, here is not so bad. In North America, when come winter, like now, fall and winter, it's so cold, the water is so cold. You go through a machine, come out, it's so icy cold, how to drink? So people say, but I need to boil, or my mom or my grandma need to drink warm water. So will the energy gone if we boil it? Yes, energy will be gone, even though it's still alkaline. Alright, so how to prevent that is very simple. They still can drink warm water, hot water without compromising the energy. You don't boil the water. You use some to boil, and the rest that you want to drink, you don't boil. Then the one that you want to drink, you don't boil, you fill up to 80% or 90% and then add the boiled one in. 10%, 20%. It's still warm enough, so warm that they may not even just drink. So 10% usually with a boiling hot Kangen water, you add in, it's warm enough for everybody. We don't compromise the energy. The energy is still there. The electrons, free electrons are still there. So this is how you counter people who cannot drink cold water direct. Those boiling the water, why it was become a habit for most Singaporeans and many people in the world, because of what is in the water before they start preventing bacteria in the water. But this become a habit. They need to boil to get rid of all the bacteria and things like that, to kill everything. So this is becoming what we call, in their mind, it become a habit. You actually don't need them. You boil the water, basically you want to drink hot tea to smell the aroma. If not, you use Kangen water, the tea will still come out, but you don't have the aroma. So you have hot water because you have an aroma. Just like drinking cold coffee. Yes, the coffee tastes there, but you don't have the aroma, you don't feel shock, right? But young guys these days, iced coffee. So where's the aroma? Nothing. So it's just, we call it fancy drinks, that's all. Alright? Or sugar added to make them feel the craze, that's all. So sugar is the number one killer in the world, right? It causes everything. So sugar and all the white. Anybody who are sick, you have to be very careful. You must know all the whites that they are taking is white, all the white rice, white flour, white salt, everything white sugar. All these are not good for the body. So these are, when you talk, you can add on this to let your prospect feel more confident that you know what you're talking about. Of course, this you can read easily, how to stay healthy and all the things, and all become your bullet here. You can shoot anytime you want. But the focus is, again, you want them to understand that our water provides them with a platform that they can be healthier. The platform is easy. We reduce the burden of the immune system. If you reduce the burden, the workload of the immune system, then your immune system can heal them. So many questions always people ask, can this be healed? Can that be healed? I say, not our water heal. You can heal yourself. But we help you with this tool to help your body to heal yourself. And that should be the direction for these filters. We are not lying, we are telling the truth. We basically teach you how to be healthy by letting you know why you are sick. So you should change. If you are smoking, you can cut down. If you are eating night snack because of habit, you have to cut down the hour first. Don't tell them to take away night snack. Try them eat earlier. Then at least they still don't deprive. Then from there, they move down until they are so close to dinner, they will eat. And try to eat consistently. Some people don't eat at regular hours. So this is also bad for the body. So these are things you can share with them for those who are sick. And usually the people who are listening, I say either they are sick or they already know they are coming, or their parentage have this issue, they want to protect themselves. And this is where when you actually put across to them that by having a good lifestyle, that you are doing the 5, what we call the eat, what you drink, what you breathe, what you do, and what you think, then basically they can reduce the burden in the body. The toxins that go in will be reduced. Because why? When I say what you think, I'm sure some of you have heard before, it's stress. Stress is the number 1 killer. Even I put last, but stress is the worst. When you're stressed, you basically compromise the immune system totally. Okay, remember when you're stressed, your immune system is the most compromised. Alright? Because when you're stressed, means your brain do not send signals to the organs or all the cells. It's erratic already. When you're stressed, remember, because our brain is a computer center, it sends signal down to your whole body. Every second it's sending signal down so that your body can function well. But when you're stressed, they can't be performing this function. So because they don't send signal, they are basically like some mates you don't around behind and sleep. It's the same thing. So we basically want to make sure that our brain is always functioning, sending signal down. And that's how you keep yourself healthy. So stress is something you have to de-stress. How to de-stress? One of the easiest things about de-stress, is one example. I go through a lot of stress. I take care of my parents until all of them pass away. I'm a very filial son. I clean my parents, I wash my parents, I bathe them, I take care of everything. Because I truly love them and I care for them. I don't care about my own work, anything. They come first. So with this and follow, then you come with your daughters and your children that come up with more other problems, your stress can pile up. So how can I be distressed? I always live with the principle of keeping myself happy. Anything that is not good for our body, I try to avoid. Try. And when you try long enough, it becomes natural. Always remember that. I know it's difficult when people say saying easy. Yeah, but when you bother to try, you give your chance to learn. And when you give your chance to learn, your body will learn, and your mind will learn how, your mind will learn how to adapt to it. So anything that makes you angry, your husband or your boyfriend or girlfriend, or why make you angry, just think on the good side of them. Last time you used to be pretty, now not pretty, think of the pretty time. No, that's a fact. Why you love her in the first place? Why you married her in the first place, right? Unless you married him or her for the money, then that's secondary. But the point is, you can be happy also because I got the money anyway, right? On the other hand, if you are going to be sad, wow, I walk my wife so ugly, walk my husband so old already. You know what I mean? You are only putting yourself, what you call the stress. These are indirect stress. A car that comes, I see Singaporeans like to cut in, or when car want to come in, they come forward. And then you come in, they horn you, bong, 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 that kind of thing. I hear that every year here. In Canada, I buy my brand new car until I sell my car, I never hear people horning this. Here is everyday affair. Can you see that kind of stress? Uncalled for. So I know how to counter it. I say, oh, you horn. Oh, so sorry, I let you come in there, I come in next, that's all. I don't get angry. And there are people here, you see that if they are angry, they will do all kind of things, even walk or what, you're too slow, they will comment something. So you will think that, forgive them, because basically, why are they commenting? They are so stressed out. Or they are in a hurry. After all, I can be slower, it's okay. Then if you think of the positive side, you'll not be angry. And slowly your brain will learn automatically how to accept this. Right? So anybody make you angry, your children make you angry, you don't basically just react on the spot. You basically say, okay, now they're naughty. Right? All my 3 daughters, when they do anything wrong, I'll not be angry one. I'll basically say that it's wrong, but I do it in a humor way. So they may think we are not serious, right? Haha, they are wrong. I'm serious in the sense I register all their mistakes. And then one fine day, that's how I take care of my daughter, and that's how I never get angry with my children. Children grow up will definitely be things that you get stressed out, right? Especially when there are other things too. I always tell myself, from young, they're young, if I want to punish them, I will punish them when I'm angry. Because you're doing it wrong. You basically register what are their mistakes. Tell them, oh, you make this mistake, like laughing. They also laugh their way through. Oh, you did this, this is wrong. But you do it in a jovial way. For them, they are not seeing your anger side, they are only seeing your jovial side. Then come one fine day, say, come sit down, let's have a nice talk. Then you list out all the things that you are wrong. Then you explain to them why they are wrong. Why doing this You spend bother. So you have a way out of your anger by doing something that in the end will be even more positive. That's why angry will give you negative. But if you are not angry, you can think better. Then you can act better. So same things that people on the road, somebody bang you and never say sorry, you get angry. Then in the end you argue with them, and in the end you have a fight, and then both of them go to court and both get fined. For what? And then the whole world can see video taking notes. No, control. Just forgive and forget. So sometimes when I see Singaporean, right, I see those people who are 过来人, those people who are already reaching their 60, 70, who already learned their lesson in life. You can see they are very humble, they are very nice, because they see no point arguing or fighting with you over minor things. Life, there's more to it. By being angry and unhappy over your wife or friend or anything that say words that hurt you, always think on the side why they say this. Must be something that I did that they don't like me. If I'm their girlfriend, first time they just meet, you think they will scold me, they will make words, comments like this? No. They will bear it, even though you just farted, they won't even say, they will say, someone so nice, that kind of thing. Because human being is all the mind control. You just know your girlfriend, you definitely, whatever bad point, you also see good point. But if you know your girlfriend for 20 years already, whatever small tiny bad point, you comment it is so big. It's yourself that creates, not them. So we control ourselves by looking at the positive side. At one point of life, sometimes you think that your partner is no good. But you think of, there are many times of your life that your partner is good. Imagine when you're down and sick and you have a partner to call, you know how nice? Compared to many people who don't have, they quarrel and they separate. And then when they come sick that time, what happened? They are alone. Then quietly, pass on in a house that 1 month, 2 months later, then people find out. Can you imagine? Those are miserable. So don't subject yourself to all these things. So keeping yourself happy is basically always telling yourself, and then when you try hard enough, you become happy. So Kangen, why Kangen has given us happiness? Because it gives us the energy to think. But if you don't have that energy, what I tell you about staying happy is difficult. Because you're so stressful already. You can't control your brain, you're out of your mind. You have so many cells, so many electrons are missing. You can't keep cool. So there is an impact when you have a very clear mind. When you have a clear mind, you'll be more logical. That's why some people, when you talk to them, you want to wait until they are rested, fully rested. Then you have a serious discussion because they have a clear mind to talk to you. But with Kangen water, they have clear mind all the time. So there's a difference. Because when people don't have clear mind, any conversation will never be perfect. Even your business, you go and do presentation. You don't have clear mind, you're going to be affected. Last night, I wake up to watch football, 3 to 5. But now I still have a clear mind. That's because of Kangen water. I have to be very honest with you. I just flew back 2 days ago. Jet lag people and say, yes, it's true. I felt tired, in the afternoon, but I still function because of Kangen water. Our mind still remains clear. Physically, I may feel tired or I feel like sleepy. But the moment I need to think, I'm very clear. My mind is very clear. And our Kangen water, I can tell you, has a big part to play with it. Of course, healthy lifestyle is also important. If I'm a glutton, means that, wow, Singapore food so good, I come on me, I must eat as much as I can within the first 2 days. Most people will do that because it means they crave for it, right? Then I'll be too tired because all the sugar crave will be going up to my mind. It will make me feel tired. Too much sugar going in, carbohydrate, Singapore food very high on all those things, right? Here, honestly, I want to eat fresh vegetables. It's so difficult. Canada, every day we have salad and things that we can complement to balance on that. Here, I go hawker center, where can you find salad, all this salad? Nothing, nobody's selling. Everyone is all cooked already, everyone busy cooking. And I see people eating, I just look around, wow, every food that they take is actually harmful to their life. Honestly, it's harmful. Young, never mind, they enjoy. But I see a lot of senior one. We're talking senior means what? People already past the 20 and above. We're already deteriorating already. Don't be happy when you're 20, yeah. For women, 30 something, Ching Chun, that's the best time. Yeah. But once you pass that, sorry, you're going to fall very fast if you're not very careful, right? Then you try to put more and more and more and more. And when somebody introduces a percentile and things like spray, wow, get going to it. Does that really help you? What is more important is in your heart and your brain. When you can function well, the rest will come naturally. It may be so simple now. Keep your brain power strong. You will stay young and healthy. Because the brain is the one that controls all other things. And if you're not giving the brain enough energy, then you'll deteriorate. Just like those people who suffer from dementia or Parkinson, and the brain get what we call diseases, they age very fast. They start to have all kind of funny things coming up very fast, or their organs will start failing and things like that. Because the brain is not sending a signal now. So protect your brain. So basically our water is able to provide all this goodness, right? Any question?
Clement, just like you mentioned about the positive ions, so it's actually lower the positive ions. So where did it go through?
You know our what we call
Wastewater.
not wastewater. You all call it wastewater.
No, I mean the
That
secondary
is
home.
basically we call it the what we call the acidic water, mild acidic water.
Okay.
So the mild acidic water can be used for many things. Disinfection, mild disinfection, can be used to water your plant, the soil and things like that. You don't have to waste them, and the flower will really grow very well because the soil need to be, most plants, I would say over 90% of the plants, the soil, they need to be negative pH, mild acidic, and they will thrive very well. The leaf and the flower will be big, things like that, right?
Second question, you mentioned about glutathione. So how do you make Kangen water to use glutathione?
Okay, no. Kangen water give the energy to your cells, and glutathione need the cells' energy. It's like this one, you're missing energy, right? The cells have missing electrons. When you're missing electron means that it's not fully charged. So glutathione need your cells to be fully charged to function. Once you start a missing electron, glutathione function will stop, and then you are programmed to die the cells. And this is, if you want to read about this, is Dr. Robert Keller. He's a immunologist who passed away already, but he was a head of immunologists throughout the world. Every university in the world, they read his book, teach his book, Robert Keller. Robert, everybody know Keller, K-E-L-L-E-R. So this is, we're talking about energy for your immune system. In fact, this is where I learned before I come into Kangen water. Robert Keller will tell you a lot about immune system, why we age and how can we prevent that. That is to protect your glutathione in your cells, the function. Of course, we will definitely age, but how you slow that down. As he said, right, last 20, 10%, and then 20%, 30%, 40, 50%, you know, that kind of thing. So how do you slow that process? And this is where our lifestyle can help. And the lifestyle include reducing the toxin, not just Kangen water. You must reduce the toxin, reduce the burden, the 5 area. Remember, how you reduce the burden? What you eat, what you drink, what you breathe, what you do, and what you think. All right? So if you do not know what all these things, you can privately ask me again what are these things. But these are common lifestyle things that we do, right? Exercises and things, but don't over exercise, right? You're doing too much. All right? What you call rest is important, your activity, right? Your thing is a stress. Stress is everything including anger. So I keep it short by keep yourself happy, because anything that is anger, for example, you're jealous of people, you're angry of people, you scold people, or you have bad thoughts of people, or you hold on to certain grievances against somebody. When you're a little boy, they make you do something that you shame the whole class, you forever don't forgive. All these are carrying the burden in your stress level. Do it off, forgive and forget. Then you basically will relieve yourself of those stress. You may think it's little, but when little add together, it's a lot. So everything you must let go. Whoever you're angry, I'm sure somebody have angry with something. Just forget it, and then you'll be happier, live a happier life, right? What you drink, basically, if you can drink water, that's the best. But sometimes you need to make yourself happy by having a morning coffee, fine. But don't indulge too much whole day, and then you're dehydrating your body, because coffee has been proven to dehydrate the water in your body, right? Then if you're drinking juice, like doctors say, juice also give you the fluid in the body. Yes, you have the nutrients inside, good, but don't drink juice throughout the day as a water replacement. You're putting stress on your organs to filter it. Right? What you breathe, if people are smoking and you're not a smoker, you walk away. If you're a smoker, then you try to smoke within your mouth and blow up. Don't go inside. Right? So things like this, you can help yourself to reduce. Or best, like my friend, a good friend of 30 years from my army time until now, he's a smoker every day up to 2 packs. Out of concern, I basically send pad from, last time they don't have those patch for non-smoke. I send from Canada to here. Initial phase, it doesn't work, but continue persistently, it works. And it's been smoke-free for 10 years already. So this is how individually who are smokers can try. So how does this patch help you? Basically let you have continued the nicotine that you need. Except instead from here become here. Instead of having the habit, slowly the habit will go away. Then the nicotine can replace your smoking nicotine, then they reduce it over time. So it's a very good program. Basically it's all in the mind. So for smokers, because smoking is very harmful to your body. Putting more stress to your, again, as I say, the 5 things, right? The air you breathe. People are doing construction, all this and that, all the dust, and you never know, because when they are removing old building may have a lot of very poisonous substance in the building wall. So the air, the dust on that. So you try to use a mask that protect or move away from there. You know, try to do all these things. Here you're quite fortunate, you don't have many power stations. Those are electromagnetic field that's passing. So if you're staying there, I'm so sorry, you better start facing a lot of anti-electromagnetic stuff too. what they call defractostain, because those are putting stress on the body too. Right? If you're working in an environment that you're always exposed to chemical, then you better drink more water to flush it out fast. Right? Flush it out fast. Just like people who drink beer, you're putting toxin in, drink liquor, hard liquor. Singaporeans like to drink brandy and all those things. When you reach home after entertaining your friend, everybody happy, right? You make them all happy by drinking until you drunk. Reach home, Kangen water, try to drink 1-2 liter in. 1 liter at least. Let it flush out. Next morning wake up. How come no hangover? Because you already get rid of the toxin. So you are also removing the stress fast. So what you drink, right? And of course, what you eat, try to eat consistently and eat enough for your body to function. Don't overeat. Once in a while you can overeat, like buffet or this and that, but don't always go buffet just because you can afford it, because energy gives you a lot of money. I know some people start making a lot of money from energy. Wow, they will eat buffet all the time. Good life, all the seafood, all the, we call it the rich man illness. China, a lot of that. When I give talk, a lot of rich men, they have all this illness because they eat so much of those good stuff. They make a lot of money suddenly, so they want the flesh and stuff. And I know energy, some distributors have done that because I can see their size they throw. Mine is consistent at 20, I'm already like that already, so I can't help, right? But there are people who I see this size become this size, energy, and they are leaders, you see. From photo you can see that, the old photo and new photo you can see. I'm sure because energy pays well. Energy really pay well. Who do not know energy pay well? Who think energy don't pay well? Do you know that energy, why I say pay well, as this bill is encouragement? If I'm going to sell a cosmetic product in a network business, $100, how much can the $100 give you? But you still need to spend the same time convincing the person to use that product. And energy, you use the same time, the most they say no because it's more expensive. But we are also using the same time to share. Same time to share means your brain cells the time you use your energy to share. It's the same as selling what we call a $20 product. We are $5,000 product, $6,000. We are using the same time to convince people. If they don't buy, they'll buy. If they don't buy even $100, they won't buy. So since that is the case, myself, we sell a $5,000, $6,000 product that pays you $3,000 when you go to the rank. So for that reason, don't you think energy pays you well? And not only that, if you can let people know this is what you can make, and they also follow you, whatever they make, you also make substantially for you. Last week, when my upline, Japanese lady, came over with a team, of course one of them is I helped to train to bring up this team. And we are sharing about all our distributors, and we are just sharing about my upline. The story is that when she came to my house, she brought another old lady. A lot of distributors like to say that, this person can talk, he's a presenter, he's a lecturer. I put it underneath you, that kind of thing. So this is a situation when this Japanese brought this old lady, a Filipino lady come. She's in network business, but in other network business. But she brought them to my house, sit down, do the presentation, and want to convince me. I did not work right, but the next day I told her, yes, I want to be involved. First day I said no, but second day because I do my research and I said I'm involved. Then they came again, and this time she asked me, do you think, do you mind if I put her to be your sponsor? I said simple. I jokingly say, I said simple. She paid for my machine, I don't mind. And she said, give me time to think. And then she think. The next day, the Japanese said, no, she can't accept. I said, it's fine. I'll just go direct sponsor with you. To me, it was a joke, but I meant it. If you really want, this is because I know about network. I conduct training for network business. I know when you have somebody good underneath, you have already half a leg benefit. So she said no, but this no cost her how much? Up to few years ago, I counted. Few years ago, not now. She already lost $500,000. From what I generate for my upline, she already make more than $500,000. That was a few years back. We did a calculation. And I'm those people who don't play games. I really do, and I do a lot of direct sales. Plus my network that I built. And because of the rank, you have overriding. Just like for me, my rank may not be higher than some people, but my overriding, because of the sales in my group, we have every unique sale, I have something to take every month. I'm getting enough to say that honestly I can retire longer. That's why for the last 10 years I don't really recruit people. The company pay me enough to fly around to conduct talk. That's how good energy business is. Only the first 2 to 3 years.
At your level now, what is your overriding numbers?
Average out 20 to 30,000 a month. Without doing anything for the last 10 years.
That 20, 30,000 is monetary value or numbers of
monetary value. not the fixed. It's more on the sales. Fixed is 5,000, 10,000 US depending on the rank, right? Those are nothing. But the overriding is where you overwhelm other people because of the number of units sold. Every unit sold, you have overriding once you reach the rank. And this is the beauty about energy. And this is common sense. Last time when I was here, I conducted talk about why network business is so powerful. When you have one sponsoring one and one sponsoring one, 30 generation, if one person, you only make $1 from every network. Means if this product for example, I give you network business. I conduct this training all the time. $100 product and the company give $30 in term commission. So $30 you put to 30 generation. One generation make $1. Meaning to say that you sell this product, you make $1. $100 make $1. The next person sell, they also make $1, you also make $1. And you go down 30 generation. So if based on this, let's say this is the payout, right? Based on this, then you have 30 generation down, means that every generation you can make $1 because they sell, they sell, and up to 30 generation, you only make $30. Can you visualize that? Right? If I sell to this person, I make $1. This person sell to her, I also make $1 because I have 30 generation of $1 payout all the time. So 30 generation, everybody sell one, this $100 product, I'll make $30. But if for the same product, if I sell to two, and everybody also sell to two, $100 product, then at the end of 30 generation, how much do I make? And this you are talking about two, I only sell two, you sell two down 30 generation. So from the $1, I cut it down all the way to even you make 1 cent. Means that 30 generation, you make 30 cents. Okay? Just to shock you all the numbers. 30 generation down is 30 cents, right? 1 cent, 30 generation, 30 cents, not $30. Now we talk about 1 cent. And if you put two, that means you sell two. So how to say, now I sell a 10 cent product, yeah, $1 product, and we have 30 cents to share with the 30 generation. It's the same thing. Now you sell two, each person sell two, 30 generation down, you use a calculator, you'll be shocked to see the number. Okay? You make so much money. It's 20 million. From 30 cents become 20 million. Use a calculator. And that's the power of network business. And that's why all network business, they definitely want you to go 2 lines. So no matter what you do, you need to build 2 lines. And because I know this so well, I built my 2 lines. But of course, I built 4 lines. And once you start going to 6A, I stand back. I know you will multiply down because I teach them a system of multiplication. So when they all multiply, it will never end. So my distributors, if I look at my Indonesia side, I have over 100,000 distributors in my chart there I can see. Over 100,000. I do nothing. I only start first 2 years of flying back here every alternate month and conduct some talk and training here, that's all. And they multiply down so well. They work hard because I know they work hard because the money company pays as well. I teach them the logic of you sell a kacang putih, you make this money and spend so much effort, the same effort. This one, you spend the same effort. Yes, the sale may be harder to come, but once you have the sales, you overwhelm all these things many times. So it's common sense. Each of us only have 24 hours. We don't have more than that. So how you make a use of 24 hours is yourself. So some people use it to sell property. Yes, they may not sell every day, but when they sell, they make more than you make in 1 year. So this is how we look at what you are able to do. So energy make it such a way you can't talk, you do that more. But if you try, no, sugar, yes, right. No, sugar, yes, right? If you always no, means something is wrong, then check your upline, find out from them what have you done wrong. Because there's no reason why you can't close sales. We always have this mind. We try to say, oh, this person can't afford, this person can't afford. Just to tell you, a Filipino maid who makes very little money and yet they can buy my machine because there's a need for it. So you never know who has a lead. You don't try to cut them off. So anybody that you know, you should just tell them, be honest, I'm doing energy. And the company is almost 50 years old. I mean, not as good as other people, but I've been carrying a very good product. I can be very sure about it. How can you be sure? If you test the water and you know it works on you, that's where your heart is, your passion is, they will know you're telling the truth. There's nothing to hide. But here, a chemical machine, though, you don't even drink and you try to tell people it's good, then it's very hard. Like for me, I'm very passionate because I know how good it is. Even before I start drinking, I say that these are certified that they have this in the water. Then I'm fine. I believe and it works. So I cannot be saying 3 years later how I look, I won't be able to, but I trust because of what I know before. Look at this water, yeah, it's energy. If energy can keep your glucose going, naturally the process of aging will slow down, definitely. It's common sense, no brainer. And why are we able to prevent against illness? So they talk so much about immune system. Yes, because our water can help you reduce the toxin in the body to elevate your function of your immune system. So if your immune system function can increase, naturally you can defend better. Naturally you will not get sick that easily. These are all common sense. But we just need to put it across to people who have common sense, but because they don't have enough electrons inside the brain, they can't think logically. So we have to wake them up by sharing them logical sense. No, we are sharing them logical sense. We can be very serious. And if you want, for some people cancel, you print out and show them this is a fact, this is a fact. But to me, I don't, because I'm a proud speaker. I always don't show anything. You believe me, you don't believe me, it's your loss. That's how I feel. If I share so much, you listen, knock your head, and in the end, you still don't believe, then it's your loss, because what I'm sharing is my years of reading and understanding, putting it across in a short period of time. And if they have questions, I always can answer. We don't oversell, we don't need to oversell. We just lay the bare facts to them. What we can provide is this. We are helping your immune system to be strong, to heal you, heal yourself, whether it's your eyes issue or any other issue. Of course, our water, they have other pH, which you can search online what water can actually help. Whether it's from our machine or from other machine, but this pH will be able to address this problem. That pH will address your problem. This is nothing what they call about ours magical. But we produce at your convenience at home. You have all this at your hand to use. If you have wounds, you basically use 2.5. Scientifically proven, and we don't need to use chemical. We basically have your water pH 2.5. And your wound will definitely dry. You don't believe? Ask them try, when they spray the 2.5 and see whether they feel dry. They get old. So we have proven our fact, right? Your skin become old because you use 2.5 on the face. Yeah, because it's too dry, right? So the best water is pH 5.5 or pH 6. Why? Our skin, our nails, our hair thrive on mild acidic, which is 4 to 6 pH. So this is science, again, medical science about our human body, biological science. Nothing new, but our machine produces this to give you the condition. Right? Hair, nails, anything outside our body, we always need to be hovering around 4 to 6. If you see rashes, it's because the pH there is off. So use beauty water spray, balance it. And because we are not a drug, we will evaporate away. So every hour, ask them to spray. That's why you have a sprayer, right? Spray every hour. And latest, I learned from my American people who are teaching people with what they call issue as they get old, black spots or any other thing, or even they need to remove their the lens there because they have already had cornea and things like that. They use 11.5 to wash, water bath, they call it water bath. And after 2-3 weeks, doctors tell them they don't need to go and do the operation. But these are done in America. I have not tried because I have not suffered from that. I don't need to try yet. But people who are suffering, they can try. After it's not harmful. Our water is basically not harmful, right? 11.5. Don't use 2.5. You'll die. You'll suffer. All right. 11.5 is very smoothing. It's very comfortable. In fact, children when they use it, they really enjoy it. So this is what I heard from all those distributors who have been doing it, and they are really doing it very well. Okay, our 11.5, right? It can actually help to treat your eye so-called issues.
But did they tell you how it works actually?
Oh, but I think it myself. They never tell because they do not know how to tell. They only people, it's like somebody tell me it works and they follow. But for me, after they tell me, I think about it logically. At first, during the talk, I say, I have not really thought about how it works. Then I realized, yes, our water basically is a, when you call it detergent. Detergent removes stain, right? Oily stain, right? 11.5 removes stain, right? So basically all this cornea and things like that, there is what we call accumulation of oil and things like that. So by cleaning it often, you're basically removing those, we call it toxins in the eyes. So logically, yes, and it's not harmful, so why not, right? It's just like when you wash water.
But I want to highlight 11.5 is not water. 11.5 is a solution.
Well, you can say that, but except that it's not chemically produced solution, right? The reason why we use 2.5, and in fact in the talk I tell them, say, to be safe, right? In the talk, because at the time I do not know how it works, right? I said to be safe, when you want to do your 11.5, take out your enhancer. The machine will still produce. It may not reach 11.5, but it may reach higher pH than the 9.5. Because that's how the machine is programmed to basically able to produce higher. So you can try using without enhancer and do the bath. Then that way we are not even adding on any other salt or chlorination. Even though there's only 0.001% of chlorination, but we are totally removing it. But honestly, our tap water, even how you filter, there's still a percentage unless you RO of it, right? So that is something to make people feel more comfortable, because they will question, oh, then you have the enhancer there, you're adding things. But here, if we remove, we don't add anything at all. So, question?
For the eczema, normally people say that eczema is some kind of rashes.
Okay, how you get eczema? So you must also understand it's the body, the hormones and things like that. So we want to boost up your immune system. That is the number one thing. What I talked earlier about boosting up immune system is important. That means what they eat, even though what they eat is not going to affect this, but they are compromising their immune system. That is something they must understand. Then how this thing happens? Because once you have eczema, means the toxin is coming out through the skin. And when you come out from the skin, you basically agitate your skin here. They change your pH of skin here, and that's how you have the what they call rashes, and then from there dry skin and things. Because the pH is off. So what we can apply topically is our beauty water. Unless they scratch it and there's blood exposed, then use 2.5. Then subsequently is every hour beauty water. Unless you use medicine, then medicine can last longer. But if you are using our water, every hour you need to spray. At least here is humid, it's better. In Canada it's drier, worse, it's harder to heal. So they need to even spray shorter than 1 hour. If they want to use what we call topical balancing of the pH. When you give the skin the right ideal pH, it thrives, it basically heals faster. It's the environment. So our water basically always provide the environment, not the water heal, but the environment, because our skin need that pH. So the water provide the pH there. So some people do is they put the cotton bud so that it stays there. Especially for severe, and when they're at home, especially on weekend, they can treat themselves longer. But if they're working, too bad, they just have to spray. So it's conditioned, but drinking the water a lot. So it takes time, because the toxin in your body is already accumulated over the years. You need to flush it, and need to have the habit. So flush it doesn't mean, oh, I drink a lot, means, but your other thing area, remember, is going to add on also. So basically it's their lifestyle that will change. So some may say it's genetic, yes, but the genetic also must be a cause, right? You know you have genetic, then you'll be more careful, right?
But my understanding of eczema is there's different type of eczema.
Yep. But
Some-
the skin rash is always remember, the skin rashes is always the pH there is affected.
But the more severe one is due to bacteria. That's what I understand.
So, but as long as you see blood, remember, you spray 2.5. Okay? If you say severe, most of them already exposed wound. Then you have to use 2.5. We have to dry it, even though no choice. You just need to dry it. By drying it, the bacteria will not thrive there. Basically, you want to keep it dry. Right? If it's wet, the bacteria will continue to be thriving there. So you need to spray 2.5 and every hour. So you'll make it very dry. And in fact, the dry skin will drop off the peel. Even if you have any wounds after operation, there's a wound there, you spray 2.5. If the wounds will heal very fast because it dries very fast. Okay?
Hospital. I witnessed in hospital because someone had a cut because he didn't have enough white platelets to heal. So all the medication in the hospital just cannot close the wound. So I asked him, Energy is very near to SGH. Can I go there with 2.5 and spray and help you? Wow, I saw literally the wound start to have white skin for me. And it's really close. No, very low platelet counts.
I witnessed myself, my mom, right? Because she had trachea. As a almost 80 years old with trachea, the wound less than a week healed. The nurse are shocked. So the first time they see, for a person that is sick already, the body is already so weak, and their skin can heal so fast.
So what she saw and what you described, how you explain is
Okay, basically
Science, yeah.
when you prevent the outside wound from having what we call the pus to grow, that means moisture that will generate bacteria that will prevent your skin from healing, and it's closing the gap. By spraying it constantly, applying the 2.5, you're basically killing the bacteria, killing the skin. At the same time, because it's going to dry up the skin there. And when it dries, it gives the environment to heal faster.
So I
Especially big sore, those old patient big sore, is very effective.
I saw that in the
Yeah.
I have experienced they spray or they soak 2.5, right? And then the skin very, very dry.
Yes, it will be very dry. Then once it dry and the wounds are healing, then use the beauty water. You replace it with beauty water. right?
Oh,
Remember, once you see no more what we call those pus and things is dry up, you can start using beauty water, pH 6, 4 to 6. Even the one that drain out from bottom, you collect this.
How does the water help diabetes?
Okay, diabetic patient, again, going back to the immune system first. You need your immune system to work, right? By reducing the stress, because a diabetic patient means that basically their immune system is very compromised. They will basically be defending all the major organs. And because it's diabetic, they'll be more defending their pancreas and things like that. So all other organs may also be subject to weakness. That means they can deteriorate. So by reducing the toxins in your body, by changing your lifestyle to reduce the burden on immune system, then your immune system can help you. That is what this water can do to help your diabetic patient. Of course, other area, because when we teach them about stress, all this and that. All this does help because these are areas that they have to change their lifestyle. You go to any diabetic clinic, they'll tell you the food you eat, what you do, all this and that, activities they want you to do, because these are things that they are only saying in a layman term. We are saying it in the toxic term. It means that all this will generate toxin. So if we can reduce this area by changing your lifestyle habit gradually, you can see you're giving your body a chance to start healing. Your immune system will start healing. Not because our water can heal diabetic, no. Diabetic patient basically is something that you're really not able to produce the insulin, right? Because of your own body function. So the only way you can do is to reduce the burden and let the immune system heal you. Because God created our body to have an immune system that can heal any part of the body. If you all look at my face, I have an accident and my face got stitches. You all can see now, you all can't see. Alright, I have a split lips here, but you all can't see. Because the immune system is strong, it can even remove the scar. And that's how powerful this water is. Right, the year 2000, I was riding a bike and my knee slid go into the wheel. What happened? We both flipped and I hit my face straight down. Right? And my lips here split. So I have the stitches. Behind, I can still see the skull, the line. Front, you only see the skull a bit, but it was split open and go through. But now you can't see even traces. At that time, my wife disturbed me. You always pull your mustache, right? Now you don't pull, let it grow and cover your skull. Right? From teenagers, I pull. I don't want you to have any hair. I feel so irritating, right? So I pull. This is a habit. The last 2 days I never pull, so if you come close, you can see. So I dare not stand too close, right? In a plane, I cannot pull. Landed.
Can I ask a question inside product?
Sure.
How about your 7-star strategy?
My 7-star strategy.
Something like that, can you share?
I don't use 7-star. I basically use a duplicating system. But of course, I've learned it that people basically talk about how, in fact, I spoke to the manager. Try to go and look for a finance company here that can finance all your product here and then let people pay over 5 years. Instead of that 24 months. 5 years. If you can negotiate for that and work out some of a guarantee with them, right? The business here will grow when you have the networker coming in, they know how to make use of strategy. Because young people, they want to buy a home, they want to buy a nice home, they want to buy a nice car in Singapore. So the attraction is that our company can afford to pay them all these things. Just like, honestly, I own 4 Lexuses for all my children. Company pay for it from what I'm getting. And yet I still have a lot more, right? I buy a house for my daughter, and in Canada, not in Indonesia, right? All this energy give it to me. Honestly, it's all free money. Not from my work, it's the initial work. After, like you say, the system basically, as you build your network, the money will pay back. Because as I said, the 30th generation down, the company leave commission, even $1 or 50 cents to all the machine just to pay you. Why is this $5,000-6,000? They can't afford to give you that percentage to put all the way to 50 generation down, 100 generation down. They can afford. It's only putting a little bit down for every machine to pay off all the people with the rank. How many people with a high rank? Not many, right? By people who knows of business will want to build to that rank to generate, to collect these bonuses. So how do you build? There are ways that you get people. That's what in America a lot are doing. Malaysia now they are doing also. I heard from the feedback from her. They basically put 3 or 4 machines. That means each time they come in, they commit themselves to straight away go 2A. That means the person that become your next recruit will be a 2A. So if everybody do the same thing, they come in, they basically have 3 accounts just to clean it off. Then the 2A is where they sponsor the next person who also have up to 2A to straight off. whatever they sell, they might be getting the money from the finance company to pay. You get your full commission from there. A large chunk of the investment already come back already from the 2A. So you basically have 2A from 6 of the items, whether it's what they call machine or whatever it is, you already have 6 points back. It means indirectly half your machine is back. If you're talking of 6 points, almost half, right? Then if they duplicate down and if you can find a second one to do the same thing, you only need to find 2 and then help them to look for people who can come in with that 3 machine. Those who don't need finance, they can straight away put it. But for young people, if you tell them every month you're only paying 200 plus for a business, better than you rent a store and sell bubble tea. Because if the same concept can be found among people who are entrepreneurs, like Singapore, a lot of entrepreneurs, they can see the numbers. In fact, Singapore, if you play number, you'll be very successful. And we are not talking about selling them a junk, we're selling them good product. Good product plus number, you combine, it can explode. So I can see the potential here because Singaporeans are very entrepreneurial. If they can see through the opportunity, they will invest. So it's how to let them see through is basically tell them, say, okay, you're young, energetic, they are the people that is a new breed. You can continue working, but at the same time, you want to focus on building your network. How to build, basically, if you commit this, and you find 2% commit the same thing. And they also find 2% commit the same thing. Why 2? Because you run 2 lines, remember that. Commit the same thing, when you duplicate it out, after 2 or 3 generations down, all your investment are back, even though you might be paying the 5-year installment, but actually all your money are back already. You only need to find 2 or 3 generations down, depending on how many you find, right? But based on that, and you duplicate it down, you have 2 legs growing and growing. Right? So you only need to conduct talk on basically how to get your investment back by finding 2%. And we're not cheating people, we're selling product that has been around for 40, 50 years, not on this business building, it's on the product. And they already built so long and they have grown throughout the world. And they've grown throughout the world. And now you can, if you're young, energetic, you can actually look at young energetic who can afford from their pay salary every month, take it as a saving, put $200-300, and your friend also take it as saving $200-300 every month, just put aside for this business. You start a business every month, there's an overhead, right? This is only $200-300, and you need to spend too little time. I said to her, because you only need to find 2 people who understand this. It's no brainer, because the power network, as I say, I used to tell this how a network can be built so easily. If you have a reason for it, I call tsunami. Everybody is tsunami. Wow. You want to help people? Yes, tsunami, there's a purpose, there is a cause. You want to help people by donation. But your donation is only your money. But your effort is finding 2 people also do the same thing. So if everybody you ask them to donate 10 cents or even $1, you can find 2% easily, right? So your cause is a tsunami, your purpose. Your reason you're doing it because you want to help, your effort, you find 2%. And the investment, that means your we call it the damage, right? Your money is only $1. So 2%. You find 2% who can think the same way, and they find 2% the same way. 30 generation down, you'll be helping the tsunami raise 200 million. Why so difficult to go on the street and try to donate? If people understand the power of network. So our business, we are not talking $1, we're talking thousands of dollars, and this $1,000 multiply down up to your 8th generation down. As you know, Kangen machine pay up to 8th generation, right? You know how much money there? Just based on this, not about my monthly bonus. Initially, when I trained my distributors who use my system, she's not even a 6A at that time. She already make about 20,000 a month because of people who understand about power network. Because they must do it and they must share that idea. And in Canada, because there's finance company, they finance all your 3 product or 4 product. So average year is about 200 plus or low 200 per month for 5 years.
For the 3 product.
I worked out with Angeline yesterday. 3 product is about 200 plus, 5 years. Even high interest, don't worry. The idea for young people, they don't look at the interest side. You know, Singaporean, I grew up here, I know. Why Courts is so successful? Installment payment. They are still around. Even though the big giant can't compete, they are still around. Because installment is what Singaporeans are used to it because they are worker mentality. Every month they have this salary, they have fixed this income, so they know what they can put aside. And the young people are influenced by their parents too. Majority, we're not talking about some, they are of course very wise, they can think. But those who do not think, you just need to show them the system. Showing them the system that every month you are paying $200 or $300, right? Depending on what. If you buy all Kangen machine, of course it will be higher. But if you buy Ukon and a spa, then it's lower, right? So you have Ukon and a spa and a machine. So that the workout is about 200 plus over 5 years, even with higher interest. And the finance company see high interest, they are happy. Your company has been around so long, right? So in Singapore, the rate of people who fail the what you call the pay is very low. If not caught, will be bankrupt long ago. Face value, right? So work out this system. I haven't counted the numbers, but yesterday I was sharing with Angeline to work out these numbers. Easy number. If a young people, you let them understand, they will spread to the young people and they'll multiply for you. In Canada, it's all young people now in the energy office. And they don't talk about product. They talk about business, that's all. Their talk is all about business. So what you talk about 7-star, honestly, that's another. But the fastest way I've seen my 15 years is the people that are talking about 3-4 products. They come in and they just want to, and it's all young people. And all of them are on finance.
Who is this the trifecta?
Sorry?
Is the trifecta, right?
Yeah, trifecta. It's faster, right? And that one, there's no stress because the young people, they also want their free time. But once they start this thing working, honestly, they automatically know how to shift their time in because they see their dreams fulfilling. Energic pays very well because the machine has enough margin. When you talk about margin, it's talking about the dollar value. You maybe have a dollar product or $100 product, they pay you 80% of the margin, it's only $80. But you have a product like it's $6,000, we are even talking of 10%, it's already much more than this already. But here energy is paying you over 50%. And then it's talking about selling machine at over 50%. And people may say, oh, because of sell higher, that's why the machine is expensive. No. We need people to service. We sell the machine, we need people to service. Right? It's a 5-year warranty, 3-year warranty. When you call, we will be obliged to service you. Or you have any problem with the machine, it's covered. Right? And this machine is so good that after the 5 year or 3 year up, you can extend another 3 years for only a minimum sum. Where can you find in the world? A TV you buy after 5 years, you try to extend it, give you, they say sorry, no, because they're not confident the product will last. Even though some TV can use 20 years, but they're not confident themselves. We are confident, extend. And our warranty is really warranty. Anything down internally, they change. I've really changed a lot, and it's over 10 years because I continue warranty for some customers. They can see the logic behind it. Even changing all the plates inside just for information. Brand new part inside. That's Energic's way of taking care of customers. Not one, I've easily maybe personally over 50 machines that are already way past the 5-10 years. And Energic changed completely inside. Even the housing for the filter, they all changed like brand new inside. Even the pad, battery pad, they changed brand new. It's like a brand new machine, except on the stain on the outlet on the casing. So that is worth. Paying how much for the warranty? I believe here, I'm not too sure, in Canada it's about $240 Canadian. So here should be less than 300 around that. And for another 3 years. So if you extend after the 5 years or after the 3 years, extend, you can use it 20 years, 30 years.
After 10 years, 15 years, you can extend.
No, but
Continuous extend.
yeah, they allow you
Extension?
no limit.
Wow.
Because they change for you, that inside the heart already can last you the next 10, 20 years. You think you always have a problem with the machine. Company is not stupid, right?
Make your $500.
No, but they actually really replace it for you, not fake one, right? And at the same time, when you have a full warranty, means that any part inside, they will straight away change before even you know it. Why? So that you don't have to come back and trouble them because it's warranty.
First thing, their cost also not as high as what we thought. You get it?
Not as low as you think. They put it low. Honestly, this warranty is something that we own distributors for trying to tell them that we have a selling point against other people. So they started and they keep it that way. They calculate the cost and we want them to keep it low. So that this is no longer a profit because we don't need to pay commission for all these things. It's like you sell warranty, there's no commission. So company can afford to go near cost, that means your shipping cost in, they calculated good enough with you. Sorry?
May I ask about long COVID?
Long COVID.
Long COVID with Kangen.
If your immune system is strong,
So
your immune system will repair yourself. Even flush out whatever impurities in your body. Have confidence. When you have immune system, it's God given, not me. Your immune system is God give your body, right? To defend yourself. Miracles happen. Doctors say miracles, but actually it's your immune system that help you, right? It's your immune system that help sick patient. If medicine doesn't work, it's their body that help them heal. So remember, our main selling point of our machine is that we can boost our immune system, but we're not talking this is a drug. No, this is water. Except this water provides you the environment to boost our immune system along with your discipline. along with the discipline, remember the 5 discipline, what you eat, what you drink, that is very important. If you want to see result for your customer, they must look at this. Because all the customers that listen to you or hear your presentation sure have this issue, that's why they're interested about what you have for them. So you need to tell them this. And why I'm so successful in selling machine, I don't build network, I already built earlier on. I focus on selling machine, not because I sell machine, I focus on helping the sick. And I enjoy that because the sick will appreciate you all their life. See? And I feel happy, even make myself happier. When I was a kid, I learned how to be happy by bringing old people across the road. They say thank you, wow, I feel so happy. I earned that. Just by crossing the road, I earned happiness. From a kid, I already learned. So I try to do everything. When my sister called, Man, that's my short name at home, Clement, right? Man, can you go and take her? Can. I quickly go and buy. Come back, they'll say thank you, thank you. Oh, I feel so good because I feel appreciated. So I learned how to get happiness even from tiny little things. And that add on to make me a happy person all my life. And that is definitely beneficial to your family.
Can you just share your contact with dialysis and hepatitis?
People who are sick.
Liver problem.
All the sick people who I talk to enjoy my talk. Why? I tell them why they are sick and I tell them why they can actually improve. Because you give them hope. The success of talking to sick patients is that you provide them the hope. But we don't talk nonsense, we talk facts that they know. They just need to be reminded, that's all. Oh, because you do this, you do this. Oh, you did this. Oh, you did supper, you did this, you did that. Oh, they did all the wrong thing. So, you know your own thing is all within your own hands control. What we can guide you is that we have seen people improve by they eating supper later, they cut down smoke gradually. We're not asking you to quit straight away. You give them hope that they can do achievable. A ceiling that they can reach, they will do. A ceiling they cannot reach, they give up. Remember that. So we give them hope. Our machine give them hope. So people who are sick, we want to share with them why they're sick. Let them know we know. And then this water, how we can create a platform. The platform is a healthy environment by boosting up the immune system, reducing the burden of the immune system. Then the immune system go up, the immune system can heal you. Why the sick or the dead can rise? Because the immune system choose to repair and wake them up. But this is a fact. Scientifically proven. It's their own immune system, nothing to do with any other thing. When we pray, right, for healing, pray for healing, it's the same thing. We are actually getting the energy from God that will put the energy to the body to self-heal. We don't put any drugs to the sick patient to get healed, right? How can the cause suddenly disappear? It's not because miracle. In God's eyes, it's miracle. In our eye, this is science. Basically, this science proven is energy. And the energy is through prayer is very powerful. That's why we do those energy tests. It's the same as prayer. Because you use your brain, sincere brain. Not because some people say, oh, I do it with my wife, but you don't use it with your heart. It's not going to work. You have to sincerely think. When you pray with your heart. So a lot of people pray means that chanting. No, you pray even your mind rating that you want to help her to be strong, right? You just pray to God by the name. It's good enough because God understands. God is not stupid. You don't have to waste time saying that, oh, because he got this, then help him to heal. No need. Keep it short, then you can pray for more people. And when you pray for more people, you get more positive energy. Because you're communicating with God for many people. I can tell you, you'll be floating like me. I'm telling the truth because that's what I experienced. I'm 60. In the last 1 year, I biked 3,600 kilometers. I'm still fat, but I biked 6,300 kilometers. Because every day I'm so happy. I want to go. The sun is out, I go. And I'm a loner because I don't mix around. I have to be frank. I enjoy being a loner. From young, I go movie alone and things like that. Until now. But if I have to help a friend, I'll help because every time I help, I feel so good because a lot, thank you. Right? So basically, life has to be positive. And why I bike? Because 2 or 3 years back, I start to feel it, as we age, some ache. And I read up this is a beginning stage of arthritis. So the only way is to build up the muscles covering your kneecap. So by biking, of course, people say bike is strong. So I buy electric bike, but I don't use the electric. The electric part I only use for the kick-off. That means as the difficult part for bicycle is going up slope or when you're starting out. So with the new electric bike, you just need to use the power assist. So you press a button, it push you start after you let go and you bike yourself. And because power assist means it's lighter like a $6,000 bike, it's like that same feeling. You still need to exercise. And because that, it gives me the motivation to go long distance. So every time I bike 30 kilometers. And I did it in about 1 hour, 30 minutes with breaks in between. I break not because I'm tired, no. I break because I need to take picture, nice picture. Every time I see animal flying, of course drink water at the same time. So basically, that's how I keep myself healthy even at 60. Right? I can climb up the stairs, down, up and down whole day until my step reach 20,000 just to clean the house and things like that. No, I don't feel tired. That's energy. But of course, you need to constantly remind yourself to water. But for us, it becomes habit and we'll drink water. We won't want the snack and things like that. Question?
Oh, I few fella mentioned that applying pH 2.5 your skin become dry, right?
Yep.
What is in the 2.5 that cause the skin to be dry?
Positive ions. It's acidic. Acidic is basically due to the positive ions
Mhm.
that is causing. The positive ion is killed. Positive ion is like acid, basically it kills. Right? Anything in our body is acidic, it also kills. But sometimes we need to have some positive ions to kill the bacteria in our stomach.
So
It's
you are
same
saying
thing.
the positive ion is killing the skin layer?
No, it's killing the bacteria and making it dry, prevent the moisture. We make it dry. Because basically your skin is basically bacteria that generate the moisture. It's bacteria noir, you know, you basically have wound, right? So when it start to sore, basically they'll have pulses and things like this, moisture all the time. Like big sore is the same thing, it's moisture all the time. But you can keep it dry. That's why wound, they want to keep it dry, is because with dry, bacteria won't generate and then the wound will heal. Allow the immune system to kind of heal.
As a long-time distributor, how have you used all the products of
Okay,
energy?
okay. Basically for Ukon, for me, Ukon is something my whole family takes. Alright? Of course, what energy pay me I can afford, and I can afford to also give away. Right? So basically, each of us, my family member, discipline is like water. When I first using this water, I try to introduce my family, right? Kids so young. They will listen, but of course it takes time for them to pick up the habit. So we have to prepare as a server, like a server. Every morning, that's my routine. First thing I wake up in the morning, I will have the water that we washed the night before and fill up the water, Kangen water for every of my daughter and my wife and myself for the day use. And then I'll take, the chili saucer, I'll put the saucer down there and I taking out my supplements. Pop, 5, pop, 5, pop, each person 5. Morning I prepare. Each person 5. Then the vitamin C, vitamin D, which I think these are essential, and heart, CoQ10. Unfortunately, we are believer of all these things, CoQ10, and I read a lot about why we need the CoQ10. And for my daughters, when they are in the growing up age, I give them also B12 and things like that because of stress, at that time university, but now I cut down and things like that. So I also give them what we call the cleansing the liver by having milk tisters. This is mine, okay? Not that you must follow, but that's my family pattern. Every morning, I prepare. For wife and me, I have multivitamins to add on, and then once a week, we'll take this zinc just to complement the, the building. And for muscle ache, like my wife started to ache because she's not like me so hyper, right? So I'll give magnesium to build back the bones and muscles and things like that for her, not for the children. So that's how I prepare every morning. So when you prepare out of love, they will have no choice, they also follow. So over time, they will continue to become a habit. If you don't put it there, they'll say, Dad, how come not ready? They have to rush off. Sometimes I on the phone with distributors or people ask questions, right? I like to share and I got stuck and I got carried over the time. Right? So this is how I can actually put across to family members or even friends. You have to tell them, family member, you want your husband or children to be well, you just have to spoon feed them to get them to build up a habit. Then at night, after dinner, I'll basically prepare another set of bottles. So we have 2 sets of bottles. Sometimes they are not back yet, but I already prepare. After dinner, I start preparing water for at night. So beside their bed, on my daughter's bed, beside I'll put 1 bottle. And my wife and myself, we all have 1 bottle of fresh Kangen water every
1
night.
liter.
Yeah, about this size. So I'll use this bottle. So it's about 600 to 800, depending you fill up where. But it's good enough. The idea is that even though next morning you only see them maybe drink a liter, I drink quite a lot by morning. But most of them drink this too. And my second daughter drink a bit more. So I'm fine. The idea is that it must be there when you need it, right? So easily they can take a sip. And in fact, it has been proven. If you wake up middle of the night, you take a sip and then sleep, it's good because we are dehydrating so much when you're sleeping. And it does make a difference when you wake up. None of my doctors have problem waking up in the morning or feeling lousy in the morning. Never. With Kangen water, no.
With that practice now, how many days you are away from Canada?
Sorry?
Now how many days you are away?
How many days I'm
You
doing?
have been away from Canada,
Second day.
second day.
Or third day, it will based on the time.
So
of
I
the flight.
assume your family members 3 days without Kangen water, right?
Oh, no. They are disciplined enough because as I said, it's an initial. Now, of course, they will, but supplement maybe, you're saying. Supplement, if they have time, they'll prepare. No time, they won't prepare. Because that also take a bit of time. But because I'm so free, every morning I prepare and I send my second daughter, even though she drives, right? She prefer me to drive her because we can chit chat and she can relax inside and then follow up with her message overnight, whatever it is.
So usually the supplement is before the meal or after the meal?
Of course, there are guidelines for you to before meal for some of them, but for us, if I want to go to that restriction, they may not pick up this habit. So I'd rather that they have it rather than they don't. Some of the supplement they say is before meal, but honestly, as long as in your body, to me, is good enough, and that has kept out. Especially vitamin D, I think is very essential. During this pandemic, in fact, during time when COVID was at its peak, we doubled the dose to 10,000 IU. Normally, we take 5,000 IU. In the past, it's hard to find 5,000. Now, I check because I buy for my in-law here. I go on the, what they call the website here, the iHerbs. It's so cheap, like Canada. Wow, surprise. Last time was so expensive here. So iHerb has already started here. So the vitamin D, 5,000 IU, 6,000 IU, one small little capsule pump, enough for the day.
All the different types of tea, D3.
Yeah, D3, basically vitamin D3.
You mean they mix all the supplement together at one time?
Yeah, for me, I have more than 10, maybe 15 at
Just
one
one
time.
topic.
I can. My daughter, they'll pick one or two like that. Then one that is rushing all the time, I come back and take. But she'll take.
How about who can't soak tea?
Honestly with you, the tea,